Hello, I'm Brad. I've made a bunch of videos in the past, and I told people that I would keep making them. Now I know not a lot of people are watching them, but it makes no difference to me. I'm not losing anything by not doing it. In fact, I gain a lot by speaking into the camera, because I'll be doing a lot of that when I get away from this uh, preaching online and get it out into the public. And of course, that will probably be my last preaching before I'm put away. Now, all of us are going to die. There's no question about it. There are people today believing that Jesus is coming back and going to zap them up into the sky. Complete bodies. I mean, just insane thinking. That is the most selfish thinking you can possibly imagine. Thinking that you're going to be the only people on earth that existed that's going to be lifted up to the sky. Because, we've all died in the past. There's been, I estimated, but I went on Google actually and just kind of wanted to figure out how many people lived on this earth. And I went to three different sites, three totally different individual sites that talked about how many people that have lived on this earth since since back in the biblical days, Adam and Eve, because beyond that there's nothing recorded. So, they estimated about right around 100 billion people. A little more, a little less. It doesn't make any difference. 100 billion people is a lot of people. Now we got, 7 billion people, close to it, living today. Alright. Now there's a few people on this earth who have decided for themselves that they're the only ones that know God. Okay? And that they're the only persons that are going to get saved out of his 100 billion people. I mean, that's not even good thinking. That's just that's evil thinking in my mind. Okay, that's the most. You're only thinking of yourself. Now, when I talk about who I am, and I'm a saint, okay, that's a whole different thing. We're not picked out of the whole 100 billion people just to be with God, the only ones with God forever and ever. We know that every single person that God ever created is going to live forever. We're only here to tell the story. That's all. We're here to speak the Word. The Word is the power that runs everything. Okay? And that's why He needed us prophets and saints on earth. We're the ones that He chose in the beginning to do this for Him. And is it any more special than the next person? I don't think so. Because once we're living in paradise, it won't matter. We're all going to have a great life in God. Those of us who spoke for Him we're going to be the spokesmen in paradise. We're going to be speaking for Him because we're all God. Every single one of us are in God. We're created in Him. We're created as thoughts. So we never go anywhere. Ever. We're always in God. And there's not any individuals that are going to get to be with God. Because we're in Him. That's how He created us. And like us saints and prophets, He needed somebody to speak. Now, He didn't need 100 billion people to speak for Him. Okay? He only needed a few. And that's why He set up this age to judge us according to how we would obey His spoken word. And those who obeyed Him were the ones that were created to be the Word, to be the spokesman for Him. Okay, well, he knows everything. He knew the future, so he knew who would obey him. Now, it's not like you think. I mean, I didn't start obeying God, and all of a sudden, then He came to me. You know, it's not the works that I did. I didn't do a thing to deserve this. Not one thing. Not one word. Not one act I did that I deserve this. It's only because in the created state He knew who His people were that would go all the way to Him, to the kingdom with Him by obeying Him. He knew that stuff. I don't know that. I didn't know that. Nobody else did either. It's impossible to know who's going to be picked to do that. I was a drunk. I was an alcoholic who thought he was going to be dying soon. I mean, that was 30 years ago. But I was a very, very sick man. I could not function. I could hardly work anymore. And here God comes. I mean, just out of nowhere. And revealed Himself to me. No, it's just a strong presence. And I knew instantly it was Him. I knew it was the Creator. He just somehow did that. But I knew right away. And it wasn't like He was with me every day after that. He was... I mean, I didn't really know what was going on. I really didn't. I just started living sober life. 6 days later I was sober, and I never touched a drink after that. And then I started living a sober life. I was having a blast. Man, free from alcohol, it was unimaginable. You just can't imagine what life can be like from thinking you're going to die, you know, every day, and then all of a sudden you're free from it. I didn't even know He did that right away. It took me until after I'd gone through the hospital treatment before I realized that God gave me this sobriety, because everybody else is struggling. You know, I had friends that were going right back to drinking soon after they got out of this treatment thing. And you know, in the AA, you go to AA meetings, people were struggling. They were hurting day to day. I could tell they wanted to drink. I told some of them, just go back to drinking until you're ready. But anyway, that's another subject I don't need to get into. But the thing is, I didn't do anything to deserve this. I was a drunk, all of a sudden He was there. And then He come to me after that. Every once in a while, He just gave me commands. His commands come in different ways, desires. Sometimes they were just understanding, you know. He didn't have to speak to me verbally. He doesn't do that anyway. He's inside. He's in me, okay? He's in everybody. He communicates from within, not from outside, you know, like the Romans thought and added to the scriptures, or all the pagan believers believed in this, the God in the skies, you know, and the angels and all these things. I'll stop here and go to the next.